All right, so good morning, good day, and I hope you're all doing fine today. Please stay safe and healthy always. And welcome back to my channel, the Politically Incorrect Asian Vlog. So, what happened yesterday is that I finally got my first dose of the coronavirus vaccine, and it took place at this very posh and luxury premium mall in my city in Metro Manila. And the process was quite interesting. It just took like 30 minutes for me to complete the process. So 30 minutes was like too long a process for you to be able to take your first jab, but it was a methodical process because the appointment that I've had was like 10 a.m. to 12, and I went there at past 8 in the morning. So I was so happy that I was able to complete the whole process, even though the appointment was at 10 in the morning. So I would like to let you know that before you get to your appointment, make sure that you have a ball pen. That's very important, and you bring with you your ID that contains your address, the city where you're residing in. So that's very important. So in my case, I live in Makati, but I work in Taguig. So I use the Gig Trace app, right? And even though I'm not a resident of Taguig, but of course my workplace is in Taguig, so they are allowing it. So it took me like more than 2 months for me to be able to get an appointment. All right, so I don't know. It's per appointment. You don't have to get to the vaccination place and simply walk in. I don't know, but some other cities and locations are allowing walk-in without appointment. But in my case, I would like to do it this way. So it's an online appointment, and it's very easy. Although it took me months really to finally get an appointment. So the only appointment I could get was like 10 in the morning to 12. All right, all other appointments were closed. So yesterday I went there to the vaccination center. The vaccination location was at the cinema space of this mall that I'm talking about. So before you get to the mall, they're gonna ask you to present your ID and your appointment, so that probably to make sure that only the vaccinees or your vaccinee people or vaccinee applicants could get into the mall. And then after that, you go to the third floor. There are like tables in which you will be vetted. They're gonna check again your appointment, like three tables that you have to go through, all right, before you get to the first cinema or theater. So there are like three cinemas that you're gonna go through for this whole process, all right, of getting the jab really. So like I said, it took me 30 minutes to complete this rigmarole or this process. So you have to present your ID, and then after that, you're gonna sign a paper in the first cinema or theater. You're gonna be given a paper. This is gonna be a waiver, okay, which I definitely read. You're given the vaccine, the vaccine brand, yeah, vaccine brand, the name of it that you're gonna write on that paper. So the lady told me it's Sinovac. So well, Sinovac, one of the least favorite vaccines so far. I don't know if this is the least favorite, but based on what I've heard, a lot of people would like to get Pfizer or Johnson and Johnson really. So, and I've heard that they were like old people. No, I'm not against old people, but that's how I'm gonna describe, so that I'm gonna tell you the story right correctly. So they were like old people asking these facilitators. I don't know if they're called facilitators or vaccine workers at the gig. And then I have heard that they were demanding something like asking if it's possible for them to get Pfizer instead, not Sinovac. But the whole vaccination center was like providing only one vaccine brand, which is Sinovac. So I did not complain at all. So that's the thing. I did not know of the vaccine type that I'll be getting before my appointment. So it's not given in your appointment, really. So you'll be told about the vaccine that you're getting on the spot, and you're gonna write the name of of the vaccine brand Sinovac on the waiver. So it's like two, yeah, and one page of A4 paper. That's how long the disclaimer is, or the waiver is. So it's gonna tell you that, hey, I'm aware of the blah 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 blah, the side effects, etc., and that you are advised on the first uh, pointer. Okay, the number one pointer, I believe, that the vaccine that you're getting is just an emergency use authorization only. It's not a fully approved or fully FDA approved vaccine. All right, we're gonna talk about that. What is FDA approved and what is emergency use authorization vaccine? So, all right, after like 30 minutes of completing the whole process, presenting my ID, etc., in the third cinema or theater, I was able to get the jab. And well, all I can say is that I'm not feeling anything. So it's just that I felt a bit dizzy. And then when I got out this morning, para ako naiirap. So my eyes were sensitive to light. That's the only side effect that I felt. And I felt like I'm having I was coughing, as well. But I didn't feel any fever at all. So that's exactly what happened. So now, this is actually my TikTok account, the one that you're seeing right now, that's continuously playing. And that's a vaccination center. So it's social, right? And it's being held at these cinemas of this mall. So all right, so I posted my experience really, and here's one thing that we're gonna talk about before we get to this video, and I think we need to get to this video already. So I'm gonna be segueing to my next topic. So I posted this encounter that I've had yesterday as well with a taxi driver. So let me just up the volume so you're gonna hear what we're talking about. So, alright, here it is. Yung boss mo? Hindi, yung supervisor ng misis ko. Pero yung kaya yun, dahilan? Grabe naman na. Anong pang naramdaman daw niya? Kuwan. Nilalagnat ka doon. Kaya mga Johnson. I mean, pagkatapos nun, within 24 hours, patay siya? Hindi na nagising. Grabe naman nun. Kasi, yun talaga. So, that's the first story of Manong driver. So, when I got into the taxi cab, I did advise him that, hey, just get the vaccine. And then he told me that this is a story about some people he knows who died of the vaccine, and one of which is the supervisor of his wife. If you notice, my voice was skeptical, right? But we need to respect his story. That's his story, okay? We don't have the right to invalidate his story. So we're not in a debate wherein we're gonna say, hey, probably what you're saying is not true. Are you lying, etc.? No, that's not the way how to interact with people, especially for people who are just sharing their stories. I don't see any intention of this man to lie, really. I mean, why would you lie to someone or to a stranger about having a personal story of your friends who died, or some people who died of something, I don't know, because of the vaccine. And we don't know if it's because of the vaccine. So color me skeptical, really. But that's his story. We don't know what happened.